Good morning, rockers. This morning I wanted to talk about I don't want to say the worst time drain online, but probably the worst time drain online. Absolutely unhealthy and not good for you, but very, very popular is Facebook. I'll tell you now, today is the day. When I finish this conversation, I'm going to delete my Facebook account and lose all 5,000 so-called friends I have. And I think it can only be for the better. I think one problem people have is that, myself included, is that when you're promoting your music on Facebook, you have a feeling or you have a sense that all 5,000 of these friends of yours are going to see your post. So every time you post a new song or tell people about a new release, in your mind you think 5,000 people, which is the maximum, 5,000 people who are your friends will all see this release, and you'll get 5,000 clicks, and therefore, you know, you start to make some internet fame because all these people are checking out your videos. Well, I can tell you, I've been trying to do that for a couple years, 2 or 3 years. You know, I always had the maximum amount of friends I could get. I always tried to select people who were into the same things as I was. You know, going into the reggae groups, the dancehall groups, you know, musicians groups, trying to find people who are like-minded, thinking that if I found these people and I liked their music, that they would like my music. And in my mind, it seemed like a no-brainer. You know, it's free, it doesn't cost money, it's like free advertising. So yeah, when it comes to the idea that you could do stuff for free, make lots of money in the long run, sure, why wouldn't you do Facebook? It sounds perfect. But I can tell you, Facebook is not a perfect platform. In fact, since I started using Facebook, it's changed so much that I'd say it's unrecognizable from the website that it started off as, which was basically just trying to make friends or hook up with chicks, you know, try to find out who's going out with who's in a relationship with who's single, and, you know, to share your band interests or your other hobbies. It seems pretty straightforward. You'd think that would work. But in the long run, I'll tell you what really happens on Facebook. The reason that I have to leave Facebook is basically because it's a vacuum of time. You cannot use Facebook for 1 minute or even a few minutes. What happens is that you end up using it repeatedly, over and over again, all day long, just to check to see if someone else likes your video. And therein lies the problem. The people who like your Facebook posts are not the same people who are listening to your music. I sort of figured that out when, I had about 1,500 subscribers on my Global Reverb channel. So 1,500 people, theoretically, who like my music. In theory. And then maybe with the Facebook, you could add a few more people to that list. So theoretically, you know, I should have 1,500 people listening to my songs every time I release something, and they're just the people subscribed to my channel, theoretically. But the reality is, so when I look at my statistics, and everyone who does YouTube should check their statistics to see who's really watching the videos, about 1% of my subscribers actually watch my videos. 1% of 1,500 people. It's not a very high click rate. And even when I was sharing on Facebook, you know, like 2 years ago, if I did one round of promotion on different Facebook groups for my songs, I would probably get around about 100 people watch my video for every round of promotion that I did. And that's not very much. 100 people, and I was a member of 40 different reggae and dancehall groups. That's a lot. Alright, so 40 groups on Facebook with tens of thousands of subscribers to those groups. I would get 100 people who actually watch my video. The reason that it's a problem to use Facebook also to promote music is because it's a social platform. People are clicking like when they see that you have made a video, but they're not actually watching the video. So people would like the fact that you posted something, but that does not translate into clicks down the line on YouTube. And YouTube was the whole goal for me for the last few years, to try to make a few dollars. But after 3 years of pretty much constant music production, admittedly mostly instrumentals, but reggae instrumentals, a little bit of hip-hop, after doing about maybe 100 tunes in the last 3 years, I got €6 from advertising money on YouTube. So 100 songs, 3 years of work, making film clips, of course, so time consuming, and then all people are really doing is clicking on the fact that you posted something. They don't actually watch your post, they don't check the post, they don't read the post, they just click like because they recognize some face they've seen before. Clicks are not really a way to get rich. Unfortunately, I still have a lot of young fellas who are trying to contact me, you know, young guys from Africa and stuff, vocalists, who really think they're going to get rich off YouTube videos. And I can tell you, it just doesn't work like that. I think that people are sort of gaming the system and tricking the system, using the algorithm to promote themselves and push their videos higher and higher. But to tell you the truth, I don't have time for all of that. You know, I'm busy making songs, I'm busy making instrumentals. I don't really want to become a coder to figure out how the YouTube algorithm works. You know, it's hard enough for me just to figure out which tags to use on my videos to make sure people are going to watch them. And to tell you the truth, I have a couple of other channels online, and my videos that get the most views are the ones that are unusual or different. There's one video where I shave off my beard accidentally because I cut it too short. That video's got over 11,000 views. My best song has about 11,000 views. I don't know what happened, but it almost went viral for a second. It really got like about 11,000 clicks over about a week, and that was very special. But that wave died down, and then I didn't know how to monetize on the popularity of the video. The only time I've had any real success on YouTube, funny as it sounds, was I had one of my videos was featured as an ad or an upcoming video on Gangnam Style for about 6 hours. So for about 6 hours, one of my videos was featured on Gangnam Style, or beside Gangnam Style, and of course that was the most watched video on YouTube. So I got 100 subscribers in about 6 hours, and I never had that kind of success before. And the reality of it was, it had nothing to do with my video and everything to do with the proximity of my video to someone else's video. And I got to tell you, there is a way for young guys. They always want to blow up, they want to become rich, they want to be successful like their heroes. And you got to remember too that the heroes that these young guys have or had, you know, they became heroes in a different time. When Bob Marley was big, they had giant record budgets. You know, they had executives helping them make decisions. You know, the record company did a lot of things to orchestrate and manage the performances that they did to make sure they got the maximum feedback and maximum profit at the end of the day. You know, no one I know has a team of people ready to work for them. In fact, a lot of the young guys I meet don't even have a friend who can hold a camera for them. And that's really depressing. If you don't have a crew, if you don't have a group of people interested in what you're doing, if you don't have at least an off-sider who will carry your record boxes or whatever it takes, you're really not going to do shit in music. If you don't have a single friend who's going to come to your show, you're not even going to sell a single ticket. I know I don't want to be harsh and sort of say negative things about music, because I love music, but you got to understand too that it's a business, and if people are giving this stuff away for free, they're not going to pay you for it. If you can hear reggae for free somewhere online, you know, listen to SoundCloud for free or watch YouTube videos for free, why would anyone bother paying for it? It's also a problem if you yourself post your music on SoundCloud. No one's going to buy your music now they know they can get it for free. And I also think that buying music, yeah, it's a little bit old-fashioned. I don't know if people literally buy music anymore. Personally, I've bought some sample packs and audio packs, you know, with drum rolls and things like that, but I have not bought music as an individual since I have not bought music for maybe 20 years. And if I'm an average person, if I'm a normal guy who doesn't spend money on music, why would anyone else? That's not the main danger. I think it is a danger, of course, that you think that you're going to get rich off YouTube, or you think you can get rich off posting your music online, wherever you put it. You know, TuneCore, iTunes, DistroKid, wherever. You probably think, yeah, I'm going to get rich now that my songs are out there. But I guess what we don't realize is that because of things like YouTube and because of things like Facebook, you're absolutely lost in the crowd. You're lost in the crowd of all of these people who wish they could also be rich, and they wish that they could also, you know, make it big and get their music heard. I'll tell you now, the only way you're going to make it on YouTube is if you have a real career beside YouTube. A career, and I've tried to say this to people before, is when you perform your music in front of people who are alive. Making a video on your phone or making a video at home and putting your music to it, yeah, that's nice. I do that too, but I don't get the kind of response I expect. Real music is played in front of an audience. The audience is the one who decides whether they like your music or not. Of course, you make music that you enjoy, you make music that you love, and you should. But if the crowd doesn't respond to it, if the audience doesn't respond to it, then that is the true indicator of your greatness. If there's no audience, if people aren't listening to you, why would they buy your music to start with? Generally speaking, if you're selling CDs or other sort of paraphernalia to do with your music, you do that at your live shows. When you play live music, you'll probably get a few hundred people come to see your show. And if they like what you're doing, they might even pick up a CD because they're drunk. They might even buy a t-shirt because they're drunk. Or they maybe really enjoy your music and they buy a t-shirt and they buy a CD. But these people are real fans because they've come physically out of the digital world to come and see you in real life. And hopefully you've impressed them with your performance. And now these people are what you would call your following. If you don't have people who recognize you on the street, if you don't perform live, I would say you're not really going to make it as a musician. Intellectually and academically, yeah, you can practice your scales. You can be the best of the best at home. But if you're not performing in front of other people, you're not really a performance artist. You're a bedroom artist. There's nothing wrong with starting as a bedroom artist, but the goal is that you have to perform in front of other people. If you're not going to perform live, why would anyone buy your music? If you're not going to perform live, how do you know how the audience will respond to you? You don't. And if only your friends and family are clicking on your videos on YouTube, you may have a false sense of how successful you really are. Also, keep in mind, 4,000 clicks is what it takes to make $1 on YouTube. At this point, 4,000 clicks to get $1. You basically have to break your back to try and make anything at all. Like I said, I made $6 in the last 2 or 3 years on YouTube. So there isn't really money there to be made at all. Not for me. And that's one of the main things I wanted to talk about with Facebook. I'm closing my Facebook because it's absolutely dangerous and it's a killer to your time and your energy. It's a killer of your time and your energy. I notice I spend half my time on Facebook responding to ridiculous posts that people put in there. Again, I'm not here for political reasons. I'm just trying to keep a clear head, and Facebook absolutely doesn't help you do that. Facebook makes your head cloudy. Facebook fills your head up with other people's wishes and dreams. It's like Instagram a bit, where people only present their best side. If you're such a fake person, taking photos, leaning on someone's car in a car park that doesn't belong to you, you're a faker. You're fake. And the thing is, no one wants to see a fake musician. No one wants to see people pretending to be musicians. Anyway, I'm not here to complain about different genres of music and how people are faking it. What I'm really talking about is the time that you're wasting pretending to be someone else. Facebook really gets me down because of the amount of misinformation and disinformation. There are a lot of angry people online and people who don't really know what they're talking about, or people frustrated with their own lives who are trying to take it out on others or trying to drag other people into their arguments. So today is the day that I close my Facebook account permanently. I'm deleting everything. I took all my pictures off already, and I only want to focus on what's important, and that's making music. As I said, I'll be in Ireland in the next few weeks, and by then I want to meet some real musicians, meaning live musicians. I want to go to some real shows, meaning live music shows, and if I have any luck, I might get some work as a sound engineer. Also, working as a sound engineer in this environment, you meet real musicians with real needs, and practical understanding of music is much more important than what looks good and what's going to maybe go viral or whatever. If you don't even go to shows, then you're not supporting the music industry, so why should anyone support you? If you have no idea how to become sort of more prominent or to meet more people, then I strongly suggest that you start helping others who are in a similar situation. Help those who need your help. And then before you know it, you're going to have a crew of people dedicated to you who are going to help you get to your goals as well. If you're not prepared to help people, if you're not prepared to give them a leg up in the industry, if you're not prepared to give support to other DJs and MCs and musicians around you, why should they support you? Why should they help you? If you're not part of the solution, you're definitely part of the problem. The biggest problem is ego, and ego does not sell records. Performance sells records. Attitude and personality are very important. A bad attitude means a very small following. A positive, open attitude means that you're ready to work with other people, and maybe you might get a guest spot on someone else's song or on someone else's album. That might be the beginning of a very fulfilling career working with other people. We can't all be solo artists. We can't support a whole world of solo musicians and rappers. We have to work with others. When you're alone, you're seen as an outsider and possibly arrogant because you don't want to help other people. No one wants to help an egotistical person reach their goals because they don't want to see that kind of success from someone so selfish. People want to help people who are going to be kind, friendly, and willing to sort of bend over backwards to help others. Peace. All right, well, that's the end of the walk. So the message is, stop trying to be a solo artist and become part of a crew. Join other people, help them achieve their goals. You know, carry a DJ's boxes for him. You know, help a DJ plug up the sound system if he needs it, or her. You know, do your part to be part of a community.